All right, everything seems to be working. Ready or not, here we come for the weekend. It's happy hour at home, and I'm your hostess, Corey Dillon. And today we're going to make a classic. I mean, this is really a classic. Goes back to the turn of the century, like 1900 is the first time that anybody printed a recipe in a book. It is, of course, in the Savoy cocktail book, another classic. Um, it's the Tuxedo number two. There is a Tuxedo number one that is different. It is different. It's different in this book. It's different around the world. And it really is a take on a martini. And a martini, what's a martini? At its most basic, its essence, it is a spirit and it is vermouth, whether it's dry, perfect, 50-50, which is the one that I liked, 50% vermouth, 50% spirit, which was gin. So this is a gin cocktail, and we're going to stir it. We're not going to shake it because it does have gin in it. Don't want to bruise the gin. Go easy on the gin. It's a great cocktail that I've never had before, but it's a classic. It's been around. You know, it didn't necessarily fall into obscurity, but the martini is the most classic cocktail, truly, of all time. And if you don't appreciate the martini, how can you like anything else? And it's named after this cocktail is named after a place called Tuxedo Park, which is a little enclave, if you will, in upstate New York. Never been there. Also, where the tuxedo, the monkey suit, gets its name. But the Tuxedo number two is again kind of a it's about as old as the tuxedo itself, and it gets its name from the Tuxedo Park town, the enclave. We are going to use the proper terminology, and yeah, it goes back to at least the 1900s. You know, and as we've talked about the trends for fall, uh, martinis, cocktails, true cocktails that go back to the dawn of cocktails. Um, and you know what bartenders, modern bartenders, are doing is really different riffs on things. Like I didn't have the nerve, or frankly, all the ingredients to try to make a drinkable appletini. I mean, you remember those in like the 90s? All the rage. I don't think I could stomach one today. All that syrupy sugar. No, but we're going to try to make one, I think, next week. It's fall, technically, right? Or not. I just read today that actually fall, at least in San Diego, an equinox, the autumnal equinox, means like half half night, half day, right? And so on the 26th, which I believe is Monday, uh, the sun will rise and set at 6:39. So technically, I don't know, we're celebrating fall a little bit earlier, and the weather is not cooperating. So here we go. What you're also going to need for this cocktail is some Blanc Vermouth, which I happen to already have. I wasn't sure if I had this or the dry vermouth. I didn't even really know that there was a difference, but as it turns out, there is. This is probably the Blanc is probably a little bit fruitier. Um, so again, if you were making a dry martini or another cocktail that's very similar to this called the Turf Club, you would probably want to use the dry vermouth and not the Blanc. But we're going with the Blanc. And of course, we've got our Luxardo, Maraschino cherry liqueur. And we're going to use some Spanish gin, some dry gin, because that's what I have. I mean, I do have the Costco version. We're going to use some orange bitters. Yes, thank you, Angostura. And we're going to rinse the glass with a little absinthe, you know, the green fairy makes you see the green fairy. And then I have some cocktail cherries, some maraschino, starlino cocktail cherries. And that is what we're going to use. Okay. And we're also going to use an orange peel. We're going to spritz a little bit of the essence on that. John Joe, she's live, y'all. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Yes, I'm live and in person, coming to you from my home in sunny Southern California, where, you know, fall did not get the memo because we're going to heat up again this weekend for the return of Airfest at Miramar. So cool. I can't tell you how cool it is to live in Southern California and so near Miramar and of course Camp Pendleton, and the artillery that you see literally on the daily is so cool. It is so freaking cool. I love it. Okay, so I had this chilling in the oh, you know what I forgot to get? Pardon me, my Hawthorne strainer. I definitely need that. Stand by while I run off to the nether region of my tiny little home. Okay, this is the Hawthorne strainer. The other one that you might have seen with all the holes in it, that is a julep strainer. So the Hawthorne strainer is going to get all the ice chips out and all that because this is served straight up, y'all, and it's needs to be cold. So that's why I've been chilling the glasses in the fridge, and I just put ice in them. We'll pour that out as we rinse the cocktail. We don't want this watered down, obviously, but I wanted it super cold, so I've had this in the freezer. Oh, and it's been cold, so there's no water coming out of there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix the ingredients, and we're gonna use we're gonna wait to rinse it, I think. So we're gonna use 2¼ ounces of the gin. That is not the gin. This is the gin. Okay, so 2¼ I should be able to do the math, but then again, not a math major. So let's do it old school. I'll measure these out, and I want to work quickly because I don't want it too diluted. Okay, so that's 2, and there's 1/4. Whoops, a little bit more. What are you gonna do? It's always me. Okay, and then we're gonna use 1/2 ounce of the Blanc Vermouth. I'm gonna try to make one of these for my neighbor who, just retired from the U.S. Marine Corps after 30 years at the age of 60, and he's never had a martini. In fact, I think he was drinking a blue Hawaiian when he met his wife, which is hilarious to me. And I think one of her pickup lines, and she's like 12 years older than him. One of her pickup lines was, let me buy you a real drink. Hey, whatever works, right? Okay, 1/4 ounce of the Maraschino Liqueur. Maraschino, I know we said maraschino growing up, but I think it might be, I have to ask my Italian girlfriends. Juliana, Ilaria, Lorena, what is it? Is it maraschino or maraschino? I'm a stickler. Okay. And this is also good for your Hemingway daiquiri and bunch of other cocktails like what was it? I want to say the paper plane, but we haven't made that one yet. The it's something the it's something aeronautical, and I just cannot think of what it is. Okay. And we need 4 dashes of orange bitters, which I have. This you can get at the grocery store, or maybe not this one. I put maybe 4.5 to 5. Okay. Oops, wrong cap. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna get that going, stir that up. It needs to be nice and cold. Okay, we're gonna garnish with a brandied cherry. Brand new jar. Oh, it has a little dust on there. What do you know? And what the maraschino cherry will do, obviously, is bring a little sweetness to your cocktail, to your martini. And then the absinthe rinse, we're just gonna pour it in the glass just a wee bit and rinse it around the glass and literally pour it out. It's very like earthy and woodsy. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I can tell. And we are gonna spritz a little bit of the essence of the orange over that. Okay, so I gotta be careful because the colder your glass, the more easily they will break. I know this because I did this on that show one of these times. I had one chilling, didn't work out so hot for me. Okay, where's my absinthe? Here's my absinthe. The green fairy makes you see things. And again, legend has it that Van Gogh was on a wee bit of absinthe. He was drinking absinthe back in the day when he started hallucinating and cut off his ear. Legend has it again. Okay, I like to do this the right way. 1/4 ounce absinthe rinse. Okay, so just, a wee bit. A wee bit. There are some bars that, have brought this back. One, I think in New York that doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it's closed down probably. Thank you, pandemic. Another one in San Francisco. And they've started doing different things like, chilling the drink. Okay, so we rinsed it. I didn't think I would like absinthe because it's very like anise flavored, like licorice. Don't like fake black licorice, but anise I do happen to like. Okay, and again, we don't want ice in this. That's why we're going to use our Hawthorne strainer. Hiya, people. Welcome to the weekend. Hopefully today is your Friday, as it is Friday. And if it's not, whatever. Okay, so we're going to do this. I think I've done everything right. Okay. Yes. Okay. A really well-made martini is just super, super clean and clear. It looks pretty. Okay, let me get my garnish going here. And remember, room temp for your garnish. Otherwise, you're going to have a devilish time. Okay. Need to work on my garnishes. Okay, ooh, I think I backfired. You're supposed to do it this way or that way. I don't know. We're still learning. We're still learning. Oh, I need my cherry. Ugh. Hello. That's what she said. Okay, these are, oh my gosh, these look just freaking delicious. They're tinier, but dark and beautiful. Here, you know what I'm going to do actually? Do over. I want it to look pretty. I got to get to drinking, but I want it to look pretty for the pictures that I will take later. Okay. Okay, so there you go. There you go. Just place that in there like so. And we're about to try our very first Tuxedo #2. Let's see how that tastes. Okay, cheers. Let's see. Cheers to the Tuxedo #2, as old as time. That's good. I mean, it is like it's a well blended cocktail, if I do say so myself. I mean, this is a sipper. This is one that you would sip, unlike many cocktails that I, you know, treat like shots. Mhm. Mm. And again, the beauty of a cocktail like a martini is that it is essentially a base spirit and vermouth, sometimes with some bitters in it. Um, so this is good. Yeah, some of these people are like chilling it to 5 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, you definitely want it icy, icy cold as you can manage. Mhm. But there are plenty of bars that are putting great classics like this back on the menu. And if you aren't sure if you're gonna like a regular martini, like even a 50-50 martini, which is what I tried it with gin and I also tried it with vodka, which is technically not a martini necessarily. Fight me on that. Um, but I liked the 50-50 because I think I liked the sweetness of the vermouth a little bit because straight gin, hello, that is not for everybody. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so this drink goes way back, way back. And again, a bone dry. Let's see, the tuxedo cocktail, the very first one, is a bone dry. So you would use um, the dry vermouth, not the blanc, and it's just gin, sherry, and orange bitters. And the tuxedo #2, it omits the sherry, adds a touch of maraschino liqueur, and then the absinthe rinse. But again, it's nice. But I mean, come on, funny feeling. I feel that. I definitely feel that. But it was in a Harry Johnson's Bartender's Manual back in 1900. I mean, that's old, y'all. So there's got to be something good about it, right? Hmm. And Old Tom gin is, I think it's maybe the oldest gin. That is what is typically used. I don't know if it's softer. I think it's softer, they say, than like a Spanish gin or a, and this is super dry. So, you know, if I had any other, well, I do have gin, but I think it's a London dry. And again, it's Costco. So, you know, like a London dry gin or something else. I mean, you can still buy Old Tom gin as far as I know. And the absinthe again lends a little herbal, a little wood, like you're foraging in the woods, coming home for a nice little cocktail. And the cherry liqueur adds just that little cherry, a little almond, a little sweetness, just a wee bit. Mm-mm-mm. But again, the Blanc Vermouth is essential if you are going to make this cocktail. Otherwise, it is the other one. It's another cocktail altogether called the Turf Club, actually, which they have down here at Del Mar Racetrack. Hmm. But again, to make this cocktail, it's just a quarter ounce of absinthe, two rinse, in a very cold glass, very cold mixing glass too, if you have one. This was just, I don't know, maybe 20 bucks or whatever on the Amazon. Let's see, tuna, quarter ounces of Plymouth gin, it called for, a half ounce of Blanc Vermouth, a French Vermouth, and let's see, fermented wine, and then a quarter ounce of maraschino liqueur, 4 dashes of orange bitters. You garnish with an orange twist and a brandied cherry. Thank you very much. This is good. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, and I hope you're doing well, Joe. Everything good? I think you said it was your mama's birthday. Happy birthday to your mama. But yeah, this is a great cocktail. I think I'm gonna have to go introduce my neighbor to this. It definitely, like I said, you want to sip it because I can feel the warmth. warming up the insides of my cold black heart. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to make him a 50-50 vodka martini. We'll ease them in. Not everyone, gin, a lot of people have said gin is not their thing. I've also heard it described as basically vodka with juniper and other herbs added to it, so it actually has a little bit more flavor. Whereas vodka was known back in the day as the white whiskey, which would pair with just about anything because there was no flavor to it, right? A la, from the bathtub of somebody's house. Hmm. Anyway, you guys, cheers to the tuxedo number two. Another reason why I wanted to make it is my nephew gets married in 2 weeks from today. I'm very excited for my whole family to come down and, hang out in San Diego. This will be the second trip my parents have made to San Diego in a year, but I think about a year, but only the second trip they've made anywhere in probably 6 years. Thank you, pandemic and age and cancer and things like that we've moved beyond. But doesn't get any easier as you get older. So, cheers to the weekend. Cheers to you and your family and the people that you love. And this will be on replay. I will post my picture and the ingredients and all that good stuff a little bit later after I polish one off. Okay. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week. Maybe with that apple teeny. Okay. I promise you it won't be any syrupy thing that's going to make you and yours sick. But hi, Abdil. How are you? Cheers to the weekend and to some of that Spanish gin. Bye, guys.